I'm going to expose the hidden traits that women frequently conceal out of concern that they would make. They appear weak, yet by being aware of these tendencies, you can obtain an unexpected benefit of establishing a relationship. Let's examine one of the steadfast women are frequently attracted to guys whose behavior matches his words, which they find admirable. It's crucial to follow through on your commitments, since actions speak louder than words. For instance, if you wish to come off as a man of high value, let your behavior show her your social circle, introduce her to others, and let her speak for you. Your behavior quietly conveys your strengths and weaknesses. The confident women find confidence in males incredibly appealing, and they are drawn to guys who exhibit confidence. Be confident, speak with conviction, stay away from filler words, and pay closer attention than you. Talking like Wei gives her a sense of being heard, and also creates a sense of mystery. Boosting her interest, don't be scared to decline when it's necessary, since it demonstrates you possess self-respect and boundaries, which are the three weaknesses women value men who are driven and ambitious, who aim for achievement. When it comes to launching a business or working on a passion project, don't accept mediocrity. Ambition radiates drive and leadership traits that women find immensely appealing. There is a particular allure in a man, which is the mystery man's alluring weakness. Who maintains a certain amount of mystery, women can be drawn to confidence and unpredictability, since it creates excitement, while it's not about playing games. You may keep her interested by being a little unpredictable with your intentions. Women desire attention, yet their inability to be available is their fifth engaged vulnerability. Can experience a powerful attraction to someone who doesn't freely give it by not always being accessible, makes you stand out and presents a challenge to her. Occasionally act carelessly unconcerned and let her compete for your attention, which can raise her level of interest in the charismatic ladies are frequently drawn to males who are well liked by the other ladies in their immediate vicinity. Even if there isn't any sexual attraction, hanging out with female pals fosters a feeling of desirability if the ladies in your life naturally value your presence. Makes you appear more important in her eyes. Weakness. 7 of the well-groomed women are especially sensitive to a man's fragrance, according to research on men. People are more likely to notice someone who smells good, so pay attention to your grooming regimen, wear a light cologne, and maintain. Your attention to detail is refreshing and demonstrates caring, which is a quality that women possess. Frequently discover the masculine's beautiful weakness. Men who radiate masculinity are frequently attractive to women, which might be characterized by emotional stability, a deep voice, and physical strength. These men typically exhibit independence and are born leaders who don't need approval from others to act in this way. Engaging in physical activities helps you keep your independence and build leadership abilities. This combination conveys stability and strength, attributes that women greatly value. In contrast to the stoic, masculine man, the passionate man has an attractive weakness. The passionate man enthralls ladies with his unwavering devotion to his passions. His excitement is contagious, making him very appealing to use for delving deeply into a topic or undertaking that makes you happy. Talk about it with sincere enthusiasm and pay attention to her responses and modify your strategy to maintain her interest and passionate speech about something you're passionate about inspires awe and cultivates a strong emotional bond. Connection weakness 10. The emotionally intelligent men who are able to comprehend and control their emotions are frequently admired by women. Men with emotional intelligence are unique because they are able to establish deeper, more lasting connections with women. This quality involves paying close attention, observing her body language, and providing assistance. Making amazing memories with one another without constantly attempting to correct issues also makes you more dependable for her emotional support, which deepens your relationship. Support. You may make yourself look really good with little. The secret to dating women successfully is to put forth effort and comprehend attraction. Making is frequently motivated by feelings rather than reason, therefore they react depending on their feelings about a person or circumstance. Attraction isn't something, it's a subconscious reaction to specific actions that they deliberately regulate. You can't just produce a lady, drawn to you by enumerating your best attributes rather than by living up to them. In your demeanor, the man can't readily. Take into account that when something is more difficult to obtain, its appeal grows. The same idea holds true for attraction. A woman may get more attracted to a man who isn't readily accessible, since it arouses interest and a sense of challenge, which builds a powerful attraction that makes the male appear more attractive than women can achieve. Women are frequently drawn to males who appear unreachable, or men they can't have readily evolved into limited edition items that people simply must own. Being unavailable raises a man's worth and makes him more alluring, because in the dating environment, finding a rare limited edition guy is undoubtedly a win-win situation. It's noteworthy to note that when a man is married or in a relationship, this may seem paradoxical, yet attraction may be a powerful motivator. Humorous game where the prize becomes more tempting, the more unachievable it is. When someone else has already claimed a man, his value appears to rise, strikingly similar to the final piece of pizza that everyone abruptly desires the man that other women are vying for. Picture yourself strolling down the street and observe a group of people gathered around a seemingly unremarkable box. The box itself isn't particularly noteworthy, but the attention it's receiving makes you. In a similar vein, a man who is surrounded by women naturally develops interest more appealing to others. It seems as though he is the center of attention, making other women are intrigued and begin to question what makes this guy so unique. This curiosity serves as a strong magnet for all of these women, attracting even more ladies to him. In other words, being well liked by women makes you are the ultimate crowd puller and are even more well liked by women. Boredom can result from the unpredictable man's predictability. Because most men approach women in simple and predictable ways, being surprising can pique their interest. Women frequently lose interest in males who are open about their intentions, since they can swiftly assess the situation, especially with regard to attractive ladies. Are accustomed to men approaching women in normal ways, but when a man is erratic, deviates from the norm and grabs their interest. For example, imagine speaking to a stunning woman and saying anything other than the typical praises. Unexpected statements such as, "I like you, but I'm not sure if we'd get along." This revelation surprises her and throws her off balance. "Think you can handle me?" She might think, "Wait," because he's implying that she can't handle him. What does that mean then? She becomes more attracted to you as her emotions are immediately triggered. Unpredictability is unquestionably a valuable game. Let's finally discuss the high-value man, much like antiques. Can bring in incredible sums of money even if they are no longer in use. Even if a man isn't traditionally ideal, he can nevertheless be very appealing. Are prized for their perceived value rather than their usefulness. In a similar vein, a man may be viewed as extremely attractive if a woman thinks highly of him. Value when she views him as more significant than herself, and as long as you keep this advantage, you'll be regarded as a valuable individual. So how can you cultivate this impression? Here are some important things to consider. A high-value man who needs to impress doesn't try to win ladies over only for the sake of it, doesn't look to women for attention or approval, and doesn't elevate women simply because they're beautiful, high standards. He prioritizes his life and passions, and he never accepts anything less than the best. Willing to go if his values are violated, and he starts to focus on women instead of women. A high-value man has options and isn't at all dependent on others. Desperate to settle, he brings a lady into his life rather than adjusting to it. Most significantly, a high-value man never pursues women by, if you exhibit these qualities, people will automatically regard you as valuable, and ladies will be. Remember that we'll EXP go over all of this in greater detail throughout. These are simply the fundamentals of this series for now. If you would like me to continue, if you haven't watched this series, please let me know in the comments what problems you're having so I can fix them. The first video yet? Be sure to watch it and remember to like and subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated. The science of women's attraction. If you're having trouble attracting ladies, don't worry, I've got you covered. I'm here to help you become the best version of yourself using the power of psychology and science. Let's get started. First lesson. Robert Cialdini, the renowned psychologist who developed the scarcity principle outlined in his book, How Restricted Opportunities Appear More Desirable. This marketing tenet explains why consumers might select a distinctive, one-of-a-kind product over an item that is mass-produced. You've undoubtedly heard the saying, "Nice guys finish last," and it frequently rings true. Not because women don't appreciate decent guys, but rather because they often make themselves too accessible, whilst those who look unconcerned seem more precious. However, the secret is that you don't need to be uninterested in order to create scarcity. In actuality, a kind man who knows how to make himself scarce is much more appealing. How do you do this? Picture yourself at a party, spotting a female you like. It may seem hopeless with so many people fighting for her attention, but now is your chance to shine, so come on over, say hello to a buddy as you walk by, then continue on your way to chat with them. Points if that buddy is a different girl. By doing this, you establish an atmosphere of, by doing this, you're essentially placing a limited edition into the market. Unlike the males who are clinging to her, you have established yourself as a rare opportunity that must be taken advantage of before its lesson 2. The gain-loss theory expands on the concept of scarcity. We can better understand why nice guys may appear to finish last in a clever study by applying the gain-loss theory of attraction. During their one-on-one discussions, college students unintentionally overheard the experimenters' assessments of them, and the comments were either entirely positive or entirely negative. Either starting out negatively but turning around, or starting out positively but turning around. Unsurprisingly, the students preferred the experimenter when asked afterward how much they enjoyed the experience, most when the comments were all favorable, although they enjoyed the experiment further when the first response was unfavorable, but eventually became favorable, demonstrating that after a difficult beginning, winning someone over is much more fulfilling than just being liked right away. But when using this tactic with a lady, you must be careful to gently hint that she might. It can be challenging to make a negative impression without coming across as impolite. The secret is to use your body language and tone. When you determine that she has you over, be sure to express it explicitly. Because she might think you're not interested if it's not clear that you've warmed up to her, which could backfire and push her away. Which brings us to lesson 3, the next crucial idea. In the first session, we discussed the significance of being scarce in terms of attention, but it's important to realize that proximity is not a factor in scarcity. According to an MIT study on friendship building, physical proximity played a crucial part in developing intimate bonds. The more closely a person lived in a dorm, the more likely they were to be mentioned as close friends. For example, someone who resided in the same dorm as you there was just a 10% likelihood of being close friends with people 4 dorms away compared to 41%. The conclusion is that you must be physically close to the girl you are interested in, yet closeness isn't merely you have a better chance with frequency in addition to location. Someone you see once a week for an hour, as opposed to someone you see once a day for 10 minutes. If you're not close, you'll must carefully plan it, alter your route to class to go by her, join a club she belongs to, or look for other opportunities to routinely cross paths. But be tactful, there's a narrow line. Don't breach the boundary between being close and being invasive right now. How can you maintain a nice relationship with her once you've built a strong rapport and demonstrated your admiration for her? Thoughts for you, Ben Franklin, Lesson 4, Effect. By asking individuals, Benjamin Franklin was able to get their approval, seeking favors. Although you might assume that requesting favors would make people angry, a 1971 study found that this is not the case, demonstrated that when people offer kindness to others, they are more likely to like them. Additionally, study participants were instructed to offer either praise or criticism. After the volunteers completed duties, students who were actually performers were asked how appealing and likable they thought the pupils were, and the findings indicated that those who had support were evaluated as more. The lesson here is to give the girl you like the chance to be more appealing than those who were criticized. Kind to you, begin with tiny favors and request your time or something easy by. By doing this, you're gently urging her to think more favorably of you because, for instance, you could ask her for assistance with a simple task or drop your pencil close to her and let her pick it up for you. Simple motions like these, which you're practicing, can actually increase your attractiveness because they subtle chances to connect. Yet none of these strategies will be effective if you ignore Lesson 5's next important point, which is the appearance element. Researchers Moran and Bloom carried out a study in 1997 that resulted in a fascinating finding. 117 college students were polled, and the results showed that 76 asking them to score the attractiveness of each image of the other sex. Surprisingly, the research revealed that the most appealing characteristics weren't solely on genetics, but were connected to controllable factors, such as proper posture, noticeable appearance, well-fitting clothing, a cheerful disposition, and upholding let me reiterate that the most desirable characteristics are not inherited. Healthy weight, just making a small effort, and working out on a regular basis while standing tall and supporting your shoulders. Maintaining personal hygiene, dressing comfortably and grinning greatly improve your appeal, even if you're doing everything else correctly. She won't be interested if you don't take care of your appearance and present yourself in a bad way. Attraction frequently boils down to a hereditary factor that is out of your control. Compatibility, which leads us to the field of neurobiology, 2 important aspects are involved. When assessing long-term attractiveness, and both have the power to supersede nearly everything else. The first element is your sense of smell. Pheromones are detected by your nose and carry genetic data and can cause a behavioral or physiological reaction. Despite their compatibility, women's nostrils also detect MHC molecules, which are immune system functioning. Study indicates that women are frequently more drawn to males with different MHC molecules than they do because, for possible offspring, genetic diversity is beneficial, but men lack it. The same capacity for MHC identification, indicating a clear relationship. However, she could not notice the difference if your MHC molecules are too identical to hers. Similarly, the first is the second and possibly most important aspect. This kiss involves a sophisticated interchange of chemical and physical cues. The taste of your tongue and the scent of your breath are also quite important. That a lot of women say they no longer find a first kiss attractive, but if the kiss goes well, your heart races, your pupils race, and a rush of norepinephrine activates the fight-or-flight reaction. Dilate, and if everything clicks at that instant, you've made an important relationship to uncover the female body's secrets language. And today, we'll explore 11 body language indicators supported by science that frequently signify a woman's developing interest in you, and we'll also disclose the best indication that she isn't interested in you. Therefore, don't waste your time. Signal 11 is reflecting your motions in this image of you seated. You gently brush your fingers through your hair at a cafe across from her, and she repeats the action a few moments later. This delicate mirroring is among the most indicators of interest mirroring. When someone unintentionally mimics your body language to convey comfort and a desire to establish. So, given that it's nearly usually an involuntary activity, why is this important? From a psychological perspective, mirroring stems from our innate desire to connect and reciprocity, which is her subconscious method of expressing her comfort when she mimics your movements. Surrounding you, and wants to strengthen the bond with this behavior, appeals to a basic human need to exchange experiences. Essentially, mirroring is more than mere copying and lays the foundation for a closer relationship. It's a strong sign of empathy, trust, and a developing. Another telltale indication of interest is connection signal 10, fiddling with hair. Is the seemingly innocuous act of a woman playing with her hair, which might reveal her when she twirls or strokes her hair. It frequently reflects her emotions. This behavior is the result of anxious energy and a psychological desire to improve her appearance. Associated with self-awareness when she's around someone she finds interesting, picture yourself sharing a laugh or have a deep discussion. Then she begins to play with a piece of her. Obviously, this is a subconscious attempt to draw, rather than merely a fun hobby. Your focus on her, emphasizing her femininity from a psychological perspective. One way to view perspective fiddling with hair is as a way to groom a natural instinct to improve one's appearance in the eyes of a potential partner. It's a subtle yet effective show that she is interested in the conversation and wishes to make a good impression. Signal 9 is unambiguous and intentional eye contact. Deliberate eye contact is a strong sign of this. When a lady looks at you with purpose and clarity, it shows that she is interested in you. This type of eye contact conveys confidence, intensity, and more than a casual glance. If her eyes are constantly meeting yours, it's a sign that she genuinely wants to connect. It shows a conscious effort in a congested area or during a group discussion. Music, open posture, and open signal 8. Another subtle but clear clue that a lady is adopting an open-facing posture is her stance. Position in relation to you, it indicates a readiness to connect. Shows that she is not just there, but is actively seeking conversation if she keeps her stance open and puts herself in your line of sight. Signal 7, entering your personal space, is frequently an indication that she is interested and waiting for you to make a move. When a lady deliberately invades your personal space, it's a powerful personal space, which is the invisible limit that each of us has, is a sign of interest. Defines our comfort zone. By coming into this area, she exhibits a degree of ease, and this gesture demonstrates a desire for a deeper relationship that transcends casual interaction. She is prepared to close the distance between you, showing sincere attention and a readiness to participate more fully. Picture yourself at a party, and she begins approaching you from the other side of the room. The important thing to observe is where if she puts herself within 4 feet of you, She stops because she has entered your personal space. This action shows that she is intentionally approaching. At this distance, you probably intend to have a chat with her. Being this near is a powerful indication that you are entering the so-called intimate zone, that you've piqued her attention, and that the more intimate discussions in this area indicate a change toward a more strong non-verbal indicator of interest, is a close relationship intruding on personal space. Saxth expanding nostrils is a less common yet telling comfort indicator. Nostril broadening is a symptom that may not immediately come to mind as flirty, but it can convey a broad nostrils are a sign of ease and openness, as opposed to more purposeful body language cues. Frequently, an uncontrollable, natural reaction if you see her nostrils opening up, while when she is around you, it shows that she is comfortable and calm, which indicates a level of ease and candor in your company, signal 5 concentrating on her lips. Another obvious clue is when a woman highlights her lips after. If she emphasizes her lips, either by lightly stroking them or by chatting for a long time, by putting on lipstick, it's an indication that she wants you to pay attention to them. Her lips are a flirty technique that goes beyond mere non-verbal communication. She is utilizing a suggestive body part to draw your attention and convey interest by emphasizing her lips. During your chat, if you notice her bringing your eyes to her lips, it means she wants a more personal relationship, and could indicate 4 directions of romantic or sexual interest. Although a woman's foot direction may seem strange, it can be extremely disclosing even when she's laughing and enthusiastically participating in. If her feet are looking away during the talk, it can reveal how interested she is. From you, it could imply that even if she is participating in the conversation, her mind is elsewhere. The third sideways glance and pupil signal consists of dilated pupils, and these subtle signs are strong, but many people ignore them with a sidelong glance. Signs of attraction such as dilated pupils brought on by the autonomic nervous. If her students pass away, the system's reaction may indicate excitement or emotional engagement. Being late during a conversation is a clear indication that she is interested in you. Another subtle hint is a sidelong glance. However, if she offers you a sidelong glance, it's a tactful way to recognizing or assessing the exchange. Her quick look indicates that she's focusing particularly on you. Frequently give off flirtatious or interested signals, which exposes the when a lady shows off her neck, it's a blatant indication of attraction. Tilting her head conveys trust and vulnerability because the neck is a delicate and exposed part. Or putting her hair back to reveal her neck, she shows you she is at ease and transparent with you. Resembles animal behavior that indicates security and trust in human interactions, demonstrate her interest in and sense of security in you. Signal 1, deliberate physical touch, is the most revealing indication of intentional physical contact that advances interest can involve. She might put her hand on yours, rub her leg against yours, or even give you a hug. Arm if she's feeling cold. These actions show that she's at ease and willing to share her feelings. With your deliberate physical contact removes obstacles and denotes a deeper degree of attraction and connection. When she touches your brushes, she leans on your shoulder or wraps you with her leg for warmth. Actions convey a lot. They are not merely light-hearted movements. They reveal a degree of connection that surpasses simple friendship and demonstrates her comfort level in disclosing her physical. Crossing space with you is a show of disinterest. Conversely, one obvious indication that she is uninterested is when her crossing her arms in front of you is a powerful non-verbal cue. With discomfort or indifference, crossed arms can indicate that she's not paying attention to what you're saying, and in certain situations, it could indicate that she feels compelled to defend herself. From whatever discomfort you might be causing, crossed arms is the finest option. may simply indicate that she's cold, but it's important to remember that if you see her crossing her, it's also not good news. Arms. It can indicate that it's time to reconsider the circumstances and possibly move on. So those are the 11 effective body language cues that show that she enjoys you, and one important clue that she doesn't. While you're here, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful. Thank you for viewing, and please check out these other educational videos.